Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive Podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the energy and the numerology for April 2021. First, I'll break down the numerology for April, and then I will dive into the energy forecast for your particular life path number. These are general readings. If you're interested in a personalized reading, please book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. Okay, so April 2021 is a 9 universal cycle. We haven't had one of these cycles in a while, so it's going to definitely be something we've been looking forward to, I think. We'll definitely be reaping some of the rewards that this energy can bring in. So 9 energy can bring about the closure or ending of a significant cycle within your life. So if there's an area within your life where you can feel things coming to a close, this may occur for you in April. Oftentimes, when this 9 energy comes around, we usually see endings or closure or things coming to fruition around things that we've been working on for quite some time. It can be around a relationship. It can be around maybe some kind of health concern that you've had or something that you've kind of been working on to do with your body or the way you present yourself. It can have to do with work projects, creative projects. I mean, really just anything that again, is just something you've been working on for quite some time or been dealing with for some time, or it's been, again, kind of coming up for quite some time. This can be coming to an end, to some kind of closure or fruition where you'll see things tying up very nicely. Sometimes they can end a little bit chaotically, a little bit abruptly. So it's not always necessarily tied up with a lovely bow, but a lot of times it is. It's something that we've been putting in a lot of effort in towards, we've been showing up for. It's something that's been on our plate to handle or deal with or overcome. And it's kind of like the universe is like, well done. It's kind of like graduating in a sense, where the universe is like, well done. You've done the work. Now here's the reward, and it's time for this to complete or come to closure. So oftentimes this closure, whatever it is, creates this beautiful space for a grand new beginning. And I want to make sure that you understood I said grand, including a brand new beginning, but a grand new beginning. This is creating the space for something big, something divinely timed. It's that cosmic, okay? So you may see gifts or rewards come your way at the closure of this cycle, whatever that is for you, because of the work and the growth that you've dedicated yourself to. Be open to receiving these much deserved gifts. You are worthy. And a lot of times it can be where that closure takes place, and it might feel like a loss or something that we need to grieve. And that's okay, because a lot of times, like I said, these are things that we've been energetically invested in. We've invested resources and time and whatever. We've just really been invested in whatever this is. And so when that comes to a close, sometimes there can be grief associated with that. And of course, we want to honor that. And we might not be able to fully recognize or see those gifts as they present themselves, but that's okay. The gifts will still come. And when we are ready, we'll be able to see them and then put them to use. So if you've put in the work, you've put in the effort, you've continued to show up, you've done, you've exhausted everything that you need to exhaust around whatever this life lesson is, around whatever this growth or expansion opportunity is, you will see some kind of reward from the universe. You will see some kind of gift come in. Even if you don't recognize it right away, you will be able to recognize it in hindsight, and then you'll be able to use that gift in your forward movement, in your propelling you forward in a beautiful way. So again, this energy is allowing things to tie up and close so that it can create that grand space for a beautiful new beginning. And with that ending will come those rewards, okay? 9 energy is that of the humanitarian. So during this time, during this cycle, you may feel called to find ways where you can be of greater service to those in need and how you can dedicate your efforts towards creating a better world to live in. This is beautiful energy and a great time to ask yourself whether your actions, your current actions, contribute to the harmony, balance, and good of all. Or do your actions focus more on the needs and the desires of only those whom you deem worthy? The energy of the 9 is vast, okay? It's expansive. It's without limits. So allow it to permeate your way of thinking to become much more open-minded, generous, and idealistic as opposed to being more cynical. Do something for another during this time in a state of gratitude for the blessings that you have received throughout your life. This is a great cycle to pay it forward, to, purchase the coffee for someone behind you in line, or the meal for somebody across the restaurant, whatever, or pay somebody's bill, or whatever the case may be, whatever speaks to you. But this is beautiful, beautiful energy of paying it forward, of creating that beautiful karma, or paying off those karmic debts. 9 cycles can be great for opening up to deeper innate gifts, including psychic abilities, intuitiveness, and vivid dream space. So this is going to be a time where you really want to pay close attention to your dreamscapes, to whatever comes in for you during dream time, during daydreams and night dreams. That's going to be the case always, but it is especially going to be true throughout April. So pay attention to those dreams that come in, write them down, try to work with them the best that you can. I do offer Dreamwork, so if that's something that you're interested in exploring further, I would love to work with you to pull those beautiful messages that are trying to come through for you so that you can work with them as you create this new beginning. During this cycle, creative powers, during this 9 vibration can be used to develop your artistic abilities that can be put to great use in the upcoming 1 cycle. So pay attention to any of those inspirations that come into you. They can, again, come in through dreams. They can come in through somebody saying something to you, or maybe you get a thought or an idea that comes in. This is a great time to get messy and play and be creative. And, you don't necessarily need to start whatever this new idea is, whatever this new goal is. This is going to be, again, a time for playing around and figuring out how you want to start that process. Because really, this is going to be the time or the energy around closure, completion, endings, things coming to fruition so that you can create that space for those grand new beginnings. And those new beginnings, a beautiful time to start those new beginnings is during a 1 cycle, which will be in May. So this is going to be a time for, really fostering that growth of those creative ideas, your creative talents, exploring your creative talents, see what speaks to you, what brings out your passion, and use that energy to sort of become the expert or to perfect some of those skills, right? Or to really flex that muscle so that when that 1 cycle comes in, that energy around that universal 1, when that comes in May, you're ready to hit the ground running, okay? You're ready for those big new adventures, those big new starts, okay? So beautiful, beautiful energy in April. Definitely, again, pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to those things that are ending. And if you need to grieve that ending, then do so. Understand, though, that you, in allowing these endings to take place or to make space from these endings, you're creating an opportunity for something much more aligned, much more fruitful and bountiful to come your way. So it's really, really positive. It's really fantastic energy to work with. I'm really excited for April. Okay, 33 sixes. 33s, make sure that you listen to the forecast for the 6 energy because that is your life path number. The 33 is an extension of that energy, so you will potentially find tidbits of information that will help you through that 6 reading as well. Okay, so I pulled an animal spirit card for you all, and what's interesting is I'm fairly certain that 6 got the same exact animal spirit. so just showing you that you guys are definitely, that's really your core. Okay, so you got dog spirit. And dog says, your loyalty and faithfulness is misplaced by serving too many masters. And 33s, what's really coming in for me around this is that you are spreading yourself too thin. You're trying to be everything to everyone and please too many people. This is a time to really rein in that energy and focus your time and your resources and your energy on those who really need your help at this time, or, on filling your own cup, basically. It's like 33s and 6s sometimes have that tendency to, want to really do good and please others in the sense where they look like they're competent and all of those things, which obviously you are, but there can be this like overdoing it, where it's like you're just really spreading yourself too thin. And this with dog coming up with that message, I just get that feeling that like you might be having your hands in too many pots of trying to do too much for too many people. And so this is really that call to say, it's okay to say no. It's okay to divvy out your time, to, say no if you can't show up, if you don't feel like going out tonight, if you don't feel like having a conversation on the phone tonight, if you just need some alone time, whatever the case may be. You don't need my permission, but you need your permission to be able to do that. And I think that if you don't give yourself that permission to rein it in a little bit and cut yourself some slack and just be a little bit easier on yourself, I think that, something may come in to sort of force you to slow down a little bit, okay, if that makes sense. So this is your invitation to, put yourself first for now, and always, but, fill up that cup first before you try to fill up the cups of others. Not to sound cliche, but it definitely is fitting. So I broke down April into 4 weeks. The first week, this is actually just looking at the energies of this month for you 33s is so beautiful. I'm so excited for you all. I think this is going to be a great month. This, of course, is a general reading, so, it's like I can't say what everyone's going to experience, but the energy this month for 33s is just off the chart, powerful, beautiful, light, but full of so many opportunities. So anyway, let's get into it. Okay. So the first week, we have this really powerhouse energy of leadership, but taking like the lead when it comes to your own creative self-expression. So really just putting yourself out there, putting your name out there. This is a great time to launch something. If you're trying to launch something new, this is a great time to teach something or mentor somebody, or again, just create something physical within the world that stems from those ideas and inspirations that you got from the ether, right? That came to you through your dreams or just through your daydreams or whatever. But this is a time to dream big, to just put it all out there. Now, we are also in that 9 energy, so it's not always a great cycle to start something big, but it's definitely that time will come when we enter a 1 cycle, which will be in May. But this is definitely a time to brainstorm, to gather those resources, to get a game plan of what you want to do and to dream big. I mean, this energy, well, I wish I could like give it to you through osmosis, because It's so powerful. You basically, if we were looking at tarot, it would be like the equivalent of like the Empress and the Emperor together. Okay. So it's kind of like, again, that leadership energy with that creative life force energy. You're meant to create something or do something that inspires or beautifies your area, but taking the lead in that. So it could be like you taking on a volunteer opportunity with your community that is a beautification process of helping the community to grow or to do better or to look better or whatever the case may be, but that helps and inspires others. Okay, it's like through this work it will have a greater impact, whatever that is. And so yeah, it's just really beautiful energy. I would just say whatever comes in for you, even if it feels big and beyond you, it is not beyond you. It is coming into you for a reason, and the energy is ripe and fertile to do what you need to do to make whatever this is happen, or at least start the process and to dream big. Don't discredit anything because you haven't done it before or because it feels too big for you. This is really powerful energy. Like I could almost see like if you have been working for somebody and all of a sudden something changes and they're giving the business over to you and you're just like, it's just out of left field. That can feel really overwhelming, but it allows you to step into that leadership role while also doing that, showcasing that creative self-expression, okay? Expressing yourself in a creative way through some leadership role. So anyway, that's what I see coming in really, really strongly. It doesn't have to be that grandiose, but it feels pretty big. So for some of you, it might come in a lot more subtle than that, but it's definitely an opportunity to take the lead within your own life when it comes to your own creative expression or I would say your own expression, but creativity is coming in so strongly here. So it's kind of like too, this is interesting for anybody thinking about this. It's almost like, or this is something coming in very, very specific. So this may just be for like one or two people, but it's like if you are wanting to have children, but you do not have a partner. I'm specifically thinking of like a woman with reproductive organs to be able to give birth, but you don't have the other part of that, obviously the male counterpart for the semen to make the baby, basically. This would be an opportunity for you to take the lead and say, I want a baby. I'm going to make a good mother and father, and I'm going to make this happen. And so you go and you get, the insemination or whatever to actually have the baby. Or it could be that you are going to choose, male or female, gender irrelevant, that you want to have a baby until you adopt or, have a surrogate or whatever the case may be. But that's what I mean. It's kind of like creating in a sense where it's like you're taking that leadership role. So it doesn't have to necessarily be something where it's like this big earth-shattering thing for the community at large or the world. It could be like big and earth-shattering for you, like deciding that you want to be a parent and you're not going to wait for, that other part to come in that may or may not come in right away, right? It's like taking that leadership role. So beautiful energy, really powerful, standing in your power, but also stepping up and using that creative life force that's within you to create something really powerful and beautiful within your own world. Then we move into the second week, and this is really beautiful too. I'm just seeing like this really big financial opportunity coming in for you. It doesn't necessarily have to be financial, but it feels financial and it feels material. So again, it could be relationships, something like that, but it feels like it's driven from like intention and inspiration. So I feel like it's like something, again, kind of stemming back. There's just so much power coming from that first week that it's obviously going to be bleeding into the rest of the month. But it's like, I feel like this is like some kind of inspiration that you've been looking to do, but maybe you haven't had the confidence or the resources to do that. And I feel like those are coming in now. So whatever this is like time for lift off. Not necessarily to start it, because again, I would say because we're still in that 9 energy, this is going to be like creating the blueprint, creating the roadmap, writing down the inspirations, making your vision boards, whatever the case may be, so that you can hold the vision while you figure out how to make that happen. I feel like that's starting this month for you. But great big opportunity come in. Stay open to those potentials. And I think if this is for you, when this comes in, it's definitely going to be aligned with your passions, and it's going to feel big. It's not one of those things where it's like, it starts off really small, but you can see the potential. So you say yes, and then it grows into something really, really big. I feel like this comes in and it's just massive. And you're just like, wow, I see the potential. Let's do this. So this is definitely supported if something like that comes in for you, to say yes to it. Then we move into the third week, and it's interesting because I'm like seeing like, obviously this is all kind of going together very, like this whole month for you all is basically a storyline. It's like the third week, there's this new, you've said yes to whatever this is, there's this new opportunity for a new start, a big grand adventure that has the potential to bring you a lot of stability and security when it comes to finances and resources, but it's also like intertwined with your passions. So it's very supportive. This is very, very supportive energy. So it is okay to take a leap of faith and say yes to something you might not have normally said yes to. And again, this can be about family. This can be about starting a family. It can be about a relationship, combining resources, getting married. However it comes in, but it's definitely like a new big start, moving in with somebody. I mean, you name it. But a big new start, and one where it's like you feel really lighthearted at the beginning of the journey. So, and again, it can be like, family is just coming in really, really strong, or like children. So it could be that you are starting a family on your own. Again, that's coming in really strongly. So that may be coming in for you, whether you're male or female, where you want to have children, but your circumstances don't really traditionally allow that just yet, so you take the lead and you make it happen. You know what I mean? Like whatever that looks like for you. But I'm definitely getting that, like that sense of independence in starting something big, fresh, new, exciting that you've wanted to do for a while. This is your green light to kind of do that. Then what's interesting is at the end of the month, the last week, I see like this almost like a hectic energy. So it's kind of like, but it's not like a bad thing. It's just that things really ramp up for you at this time. It feels like things just feel really busy, like a lot going on, a lot of, this is kind of where you could be seeing dog's energy coming in, where it's like you just have so much going on that you need to find your balance. You need to sort of mitigate that energy a little bit and not feel so compelled to say yes to everybody and everything, but be very mindful about where you invest your time and energy. I do actually feel like that is where dog spirit ties into, is around that last week, because it just feels very busy, hectic, like everybody pulling you in a million different directions, and you just need to like pause, find your center, and then you get to decide where you are going to invest your time and energy. Not everybody is going to get a piece of you. And that's okay, but it's like, be very discerning in who gets your time and your energy, because I feel like your time and energy is going to be extremely valuable at the end of this month, and you just don't want to overextend yourself, because that's not going to help you. If anything, that's going to hurt you, and that's going to hurt whatever this project is that you're trying to take on. So just as things start to really pick up, just remember to continue to find your balance. That's going to be the key. And you get to decide, right? Okay, I feel like I'm taking on too much, so I need to say no. Okay, or I'm not really taking on enough, so I think I want to take on more. Whatever the case may be, although it feels really, really hectic. So I feel like there's going to be plenty on your plate, and you get to, like I said, you can decide like who gets what and how much of what of your time and energy and resources. So I just feel like if you say yes to everything that comes in for you, or everybody that needs a piece of you, you're going to burn out really, really quickly. And then, it's just going to kind of put everything to a halt. So try to be as discerning as possible. And so it's okay to say no. Just remember that. Keep telling yourself that. All right. I hope it's a beautiful April for you all 33s. It looks beautiful. You guys have got one of the best reads that, or one of the best forecasts, I think, out of everyone. Just really powerful, powerful, lovely energy for this month for you all. So take advantage of it. All right, 33s, take care. Have a good one. Bye for now.